Would you dare to visit an abandoned and haunted hospital? This is Waverly Hills Sanatorium, an abandoned hospital built in 1900 in Louisville, Kentucky, initially designed to accommodate around 50 tuberculosis patients. Also known as the White Plague, at that time it was a very serious and potentially fatal disease. It was known to be contagious, but it was not known that it was airborne, so patients had to live away from society to control transmission. Waverly Hills was a self-contained community, and everyone who went there, including nurses, doctors, and staff, basically had to say goodbye to the outside world. In 1926, they finished expanding the hospital and were able to accommodate at least 400 patients. Originally just 2 stories, the building was expanded to 5 stories, becoming one of the leading hospitals in the United States, and at its peak, it housed up to 4,000 patients simultaneously. With such a large number of patients, conditions began to deteriorate, and there was not enough medicine for everyone, so some doctors began to test archaic, painful, and ineffective treatments such as exposure to extreme weather conditions and even surgeries that removed part of the lungs and ribs, with only about 4% of patients surviving the procedure. There is controversy regarding the number of lives lost on site, but it is estimated that at least 60,000 people, including staff, doctors, and nurses who also became infected, died while it was just a hospital. This number could reach up to 123,000 souls if we include a clinic established later on, which indeed was the facility that named the place as a sanatorium. Having been discovered in the 1940s, the antibiotic that combated tuberculosis, Waverly Hills was closed in 1961. In 1962, it was reopened as a nursing home for people at various stages of dementia and mobility limitations, as well as individuals with severe mental disabilities, including elderly individuals abandoned by their families. These activities lasted until 1982, when the state of Kentucky ordered the clinic to be shut down after numerous reports of neglect. In 1983, the land was sold to a developer who had plans for either a prison or an apartment complex for the site, but both ventures fell through. In 1996, it was sold again along with the sanatorium and its surroundings. The project was the construction of the world's largest statue of Jesus Christ, inspired by the famous statue in Rio de Janeiro, but it also failed due to lack of resources. Projects going awry only added to the haunted reputation of the place, since apparitions had been reported since its operation. According to reports, Dr. Joseph, the lead physician who attempted to cure people with rib removal surgeries, is often seen on the 4th floor still wearing his white coat, and upon visitors' approach, he slams doors and throws objects. Another area that, according to reports, is the most haunted, is the tunnel through which the deceased were removed, where thousands of bodies pass to prevent them from being seen by other patients. Even TV channels have documented strange phenomena in this tunnel, such as sightings of whole bodies and moving shadows. On the 5th floor, in the ward dedicated to sick children, where many of them succumb to illness, there are reports that these same children still roam the area. One of these accounts involves young Jimmy, in whose memory visitors often leave balls as a tribute. However, there are reports that some of these balls are thrown back by an unknown force when they are tossed. It is also known about a nurse who, pregnant by a married doctor, took her own life. The record of her clear apparition in a photograph is considered one of the most studied phenomena by those interested in supernatural occurrences. Finally, in 2001, the site was purchased by a couple who knew that despite being abandoned, the corridors and rooms of Waverly Hills were still bustling with activity as thousands of spirits from its time as a hospital or asylum still roamed there. Since then, the couple has been raising funds by opening the building to visitors and ghost hunters who often claim to have seen or heard ghosts of patients and staff. Paranormal enthusiasts from around the world travel there, and some assert that Waverly Hills is the most haunted location in the world. Every floor exudes a very strange energy, especially in the 150-meter tunnel that led the deceased bodies to the base of a hill. Would you dare to visit or spend a night at Waverly Hills? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. These and other cases are showcased here on the Mystery Machine channel. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe.